Honestly, it's terrible. Kids shouldn't even have fake iPads, should they?
No, that's why he hasn't got fake
Yeah.
iPads.
Once we had a time with my kids where we were like, right, we're not going to have any screen time. Then we found them in the woods, and then they'd made an iPad out of a bit of wood they found, and they said, "Oh, it's their iPad."
I respect it.
I know. And we thought, yeah, fair play. Right,
Yeah.
we get the message.
What were they doing on it?
But it wasn't like a protest thing. They were so little, like they're only like 4 or something. It wasn't like they would like go, new iPad. They were just like go beep 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 beep. Look, this is our iPad. I think they had a name for it as well. You know, it was like Tim the iPad or something like that. You know, they had a good, not Tim, but you know, I can't remember what it was. Tim, that's Tim Cook, isn't it? Tim Cook from the Apples. Tim the iPad Cook. The kids will find a way to get screen time, even if it's on a bit of bark.
That is the preference screen time in our house.
Bark time.
Yeah, wood based.
Wood based time. But then you don't want to be the weird kid at school that turns up and then you're like, oh, I've got an iPad, and they're like, mate, that's a bit of bark.
Just pulls out like an acorn as a little like.
Yeah, little stylus, little twig for a stylus and an acorn. It's like, yeah, no, it's not an apple, it's an acorn.
Yeah, me and Adam have an established acquaintance before this.
Yeah, well, you and Sangeeta did as well. So
Yeah,
you know,
this is true,
well,
yeah.
you're showing off that you know everyone.
I know, I've got friends.
It's showing off. I'm actually a big deal in Chelmsford.
I'm the face of Chelmsford.
Yeah.
I am informally known by my 2-year-old as the face of Chelmsford.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, do you know as well? Your 2-year-old could tweet that if his iPad wasn't
in the
a bit of wood.
There's no signal on those things.
It's
He's
terrible.
just standing there like this. for
Yeah,
hours.
you got to wait for a squirrel to come and take it, and then the squirrel will go up a tree, drop it somewhere else. Someone will pick it up and say, "Oh, apparently, Rebecca's the face of Chelmsford. I've read it on this iPad." Welcome back to Are You Creative podcast, podcast about creativity in and around Essex, the greatest county in the world. That went a bit Jeremy Clarkson for that one. I'm back here. My name is Mr. Nicholas Hearn. I am a creative director, creative expert, and all that. So I know a lot of stuff about creative. And I'm here with my co-host today, which is not Sangeeta, because she's off like, doing some paid work somewhere, which apparently was more important than doing a free podcast.
Funny that.
And this is Mr. Adam Whitaker.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Mr. Adam Whitaker.
Hello.
From Lorca Media. And we're in his studio, we're using his microphones, and he's back again. We had such a good time with Natalie Guinea Pig talking about Grundon bins on the episode about figure drawing that I thought Adam's got to come back on the microphone again and do some silly sausage business.
And here I am.
We're recording in Chelmsford, Toaster City, the home of the toaster.
Trying to make that happen.
Yeah, and Lorca Media, we're making that happen. We are making that happen. And we've got another amazing guest here from Essex, and I believe, because I've read your profile, that you are Essex, born and raised, Chelmsford, in fact.
Woohoo, yeah.
Never left the city.
Never.
Never left the CM1 postcode ever in your life.
CM2.
Really, yeah, big up, I'm CM2 too.
Yeah.
As well. Where is even CM1? Is that just
Melbourne.
like... What? No, is that just like the market? Or
West
something?
End of town.
Is
Duke,
it?
Duke Street, CM1, yeah.
Yeah, CM2 for life. Mm-hmm. Big up yourself to CM2. And so, yeah, born and... You can talk, by the way.
Yeah, I'm processing.
Try and keep up, right? Watch me for the changes. We've got so you're born and raised Chelmsford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Officially.
You've never left?
No, I have left, and I've always returned. I've thought this. I've always lived in the same house, so I've never actually gone anywhere apart from right now, and not returned back to that house.
Really?
You ever thought about that?
Just day trips?
Yeah, like I've always gone back to that house at some point in time.
Have you moved bedroom or anything in the house, or have you always had the same room?
Bedroom.
Wow.
Same bedroom.
Same and in the same layout? Would have been in the same place and
what, like a
desk
crib?
and stuff? Well, yeah, it's
progressed to a
with a
double
crib,
bed
and it
these
just
days.
grew. It grew with you.
No, it has moved around, but maybe it might be back in the same place it was
but then-
originally. So like I might have gone full circle
But
around the room.
you've had your baby now, so like little satellite crib popped out, and it's the process starts again.
Yeah, then he immigrated to the room down the hall.
Oh, he's
Now
got his own room.
Yeah, he's been evicted.
You're colonising.
Yeah.
I like that. So, yeah, brilliant. Essex. And we should probably say what your name is.
That would be probably a good start, wouldn't it?
Yeah. When
just leave it to the end like a surprise.
When I say we should say what your name is, you should say what your name is.
Hi, my name's Rebecca Carter.
Or is it? Is it really?
I was going to go for Face of Chelmsford.
Oh, the Face of Chelmsford.
Face of Chelmsford.
Can you remember, just before we carry on, there used to be There used to be a barber shop in town called Silhouette du Barry.
Yes.
And I thought that was the best name for a shop ever. Silhouette du Barry.
Yeah, he's dead now, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I feel
Sad.
sad about laughing about him now. But when I moved to Chelmsford, I was like, that is the best, most Essex name for a shop ever. I'm going to make it classy. Continental Silhouette du Barry. Yeah, so Rebecca Carter, the new face of Chelmsford since Silhouette du Barry has unfortunately passed. R.I.P. Barry.
Yeah, it was in his
And,
last.
well, the most important thing we need to know is, are you creative?
I would believe so.
So
Yes.
that's
It's a firm yes in many regards.
You don't need to qualify it. Just say yes.
Yes.
So, I think, like I said, I was looking at your profile earlier. You do loads of different stuff. How would you describe yourself?
Multi-passionate.
Multi-passionate. I love it.
I like
Multi-passionate. It's so good.
Yeah.
Do you know, there's another word for it, like dilettante or something. It's like someone that does loads of different things, is interested in loads of different things. I love that. I think that's part of like the neurodiverse brain, isn't it? I was going to get on to this in about 45 minutes, but we're there. It's the neurodiverse brain, isn't it? Like you can just, your passion, you can be 100% on one thing and then 100% on the next thing and
Or
jumping
like
around.
constantly about 65% on all of them.
35% thinking about
Do the next thing.
would bark make an effective communication device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Venn diagram of my life. I'm either in woodbark or creative pursuits, and there's no in between section.
I like it, but it has to be circular.
Yeah.
Like,
course.
yeah, so because you do,
I don't do harsh angles.
sister circles.
Well, yeah,
Right.
so it was originally Sister Circles. I started hosting women's circles with my sister, which self-explanatory, about 5 years ago. I progressed to sort of taking that over myself because she went on her own venture. She's a tattoo artist and PT and mindset
She left the
coach.
Venn diagram.
She left the Venn. Well, she still lives in proximity to the Venn diagram, but we're on different Venn diagrams now.
But we should probably talk. What is a women's circle?
Yeah. It's not self-explanatory, that.
Do you not think it is?
No.
I don't know.
See, I'm used to being surrounded by women sat in circles, so I
Oh,
feel
there
like
you
that.
go.
Yeah, but also, I do get this. It's quite a common question. So, a women's circle, it kind of differs, like with who's hosting it. But the way I see it is just a really safe space for people to turn up completely authentically, because like when we're out in the world, we're always kind of performing to some degree. Like we're meeting people and we're having these interactions, but we're always thinking like, oh, what's this person thinking of me? Or like, how am I showing up in this moment? And then it kind of takes away from our actual experience of it. So it's about creating like a really intense connective experience where everyone gets to show up as themselves and there's no judgment on that because we're not like personally involved with one another. But we also actually get to be like really seen. And that's, I think, like the most pivotal part of all of my work is showing up in that really authentic, vulnerable way that we don't get to do all the time.
How do you, how do you encourage that? If someone turns up, how can you get them to unmask or like just to be their true selves or just, chill in that space?
I think the aim of it is never to get someone to do that. You provide the space and the person takes that and they do what they want to do with that. Because like, for me, I could drop into it really easily because I practiced it over and over again in lots of different spaces, including my own. But like for someone who's new to that kind of setting, it can feel really uncomfortable. So sometimes it might take a bit of time for someone to actually even just get used to the fact of like, oh, I can show myself here. Because it's like there's so much experience of life that builds up where we've shown ourselves and we've been like really harshly treated or rejected or like it doesn't feel good. So we've learned to cut those bits of ourselves off and sort of say like, oh, that's not me. That's like,
That was never coming out again.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to put that in a cupboard and just go.
That's like me literally every time I go downstairs to my lounge and try and ask my kids anything. But like we've just totally rejected it and go back upstairs half crying. So what's the purpose of these women's circles? Like what do people talk about, or is it just a place to be?
it's a bit of a mixture. So like we do different things every time. I try and always bring my own edge to it of lots of different, I like to give people lots of options. Like as someone who is multi-passionate and does lots of different things, I know that for me, something would really click. But like for Adam, he might be like, what are you doing? So it's good to diverse. Well, he's always like, what are you doing?
What do you do? He sounds like the opposite of a mentor.
Yeah, he's kind of like the
dementor.
demon on my shoulder that just whispers things into my ear.
Adam the dementor. Why are you doing that? Do you really think that's good use of your time? Yeah, do you think that looks good?
I'm not.
He doesn't
that
say
guy.
it out loud. He just thinks it and I sense it.
Well, you're getting the mind bullets off of Adam's brain. Yeah,
more or
sensing
less.
it in your Venn diagram space.
I resent that.
I know you're like part of Safe Space for Girls as well.
Close. Make space for girls.
Make space for girls. What?
So I've worked with them on a project. Yeah.
So that sort of crosses over as well. Did you work on the project where you got that sort of bench area in Central Park?
No, unfortunately, I wasn't involved on that one, although I would have loved to because that was actually like in my area, whereas the next one we went into was in Basildon. But that did connect me with them.
So what did you make in Basildon? What was your space for girls?
It hasn't been fully... What's the word? Like, it hasn't been
Realised.
actualised yet. Yeah, they've done the report and they've sent it off. But it was really interesting to watch how Julia and Imogen work from Make Space for Girls, because Julia comes from like an architecture background and she has this real like methodical but like creative and beautiful way of like processing information. I was just watching her like, what?
Yeah.
And then Imogen's really good at like connecting people. So just to see those two brains come together and create this space. And it's also kind of similar to what I do, but in a very different, like I don't write reports on it at the end. That's not really my style.
It's like the opposite of creativity, isn't it? It's, I'm not.
It's like managed creativity.
Multi-passion can't go to report writing.
No.
So when
No.
so the Make Space for Girls in Chelmsford was really interesting. So they set up like these sort of benches that were like multiple sort of benches for hangout area, and somewhere that felt like it's away from where all the boys were like in the skate park and all this
Riff-raff.
all the riff-raff were there. Yeah.
Is that a women's only space then, the one in Chelmsford?
It's not women's only. So it's basically what they go into a space with. And this is a very interesting question because like on Facebook forums and stuff, there was a lot of backlash of being like, it's not a bench for women. Why have they done it in blue?
All bums matter.
Yeah, literally. And it's such a ridiculous response because these girls had picked like what they felt comfortable with. Because what a lot of the work they do is they talk about how seating is designed. And obviously, like you've seen like anti-homelessness benches when they put the bar through them so people can't lay on them. But like when we actually talk about what kind of group is invited into an area, we see that there's a disproportionate amount that's not aimed at girls and women. And also like in my own sort of like weird studies, because I don't write reports, but I mentally like log it all in my head. I had this weird like query about girls and hobbies. Because I think when we're quite young, boys are pushed to do lots of hobbies. And like there's a lot of activities that boys go and do that are very social and very encouraged, whereas girls don't necessarily get that as much. And like growing up with some involvement at the skate park, I kind of saw that where like it was completely male dominated and the girls sat on the side. And there was a couple of girls that skated.
But they weren't invited into the WhatsApp group. We had Kayleen on here, and she said they had a thing without girl, a WhatsApp group, skate park without girl.
So rude.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, that episode was fantastic. Big up, Kayleen.
Yep.
I'd rather be in her WhatsApp group than
for sure.
Anyway, that's really interesting. So, what you think girls are more encouraged to do solo pursuits and
I don't know what girls are encouraged to do.
Dancing, right? And
see, I grew up hobbyless. I think this is why my background is quite interesting as a creative, because I was never like, I have this gap of about 5 or 6 years where I was never put into any kind of like formal space to learn anything. So everything I've done has been completely self-taught.
that doesn't happen. That's so rare to have a gap that large where you're not like doing anything in particular that you really love, right? That's mad.
I did go mad. I did lose my marbles over that time.
Yeah. Were you homeschooled?
No. I went to Sandon.
But what was this period of 6 years?
Well, like I was in school, but I was not actively engaged in anything, and I had no hobbies really. I'm trying to think of like it's an absolute blur in my mind.
Yeah,
but
so you were just in the GCSE factory, like do your biology homework, do your maths, do whatever.
Yeah, and then turning up and saying I forgot my book because there was a lesser punishment for that than not doing the homework. So.
Genius, yeah. So you learnt one thing anyway.
Oh, I learnt how to move completely outside of the system that I was told to conform into, which was really, really useful. But like long term, it's been an interesting dynamic that I feel like I've tied myself into now.
That's so interesting. So you've actually come out of that experience, and when I was at school, even though they were trying to encourage you academically, there was a lot of art, and we did a lot of English work as well, and learnt about poetry and literature and things. Did that just totally didn't get involved? You didn't get involved in that at all?
The interesting thing with me with school was I was very academically astute, and I was very fortunate that I could sit in an exam and basically, and like I'll get into this later, but I like could just know the answers to things. Like I had questions that I'd read and be like, I'd blag it and I'd get like some ridiculous marks on it. So I was very blessed in that sense, but because I was so blessed in my ability to like just get on with it, I was left to it, and I really struggled emotionally. Like from the age of maybe 12 to 12, the whole of my secondary school career, and like up until sixth form, I literally like I was unable to function. I was completely dysregulated and I was having like severe mental health issues that whole time. And no one really caught it because of the fact that I was doing all right in school. And I think that kind of like, in a way, that actually damaged me more because it was like no one actually cared because the teachers were looking at the results and being like, oh, well, like, she's all right. She's doing the thing.
She's our cash cow. She's our star pupil. She's going to get all A stars.
And then I'm like punching walls and flipping chairs. Like
it made you invisible, even though like you were really, really clever. But they were like, she doesn't need any help or any pushing in any other directions because she's just acing her tests, right?
And it was funny because I like, now you say that, I can see how much I was trying to make myself visible. Like I was acting out over and over and over again to see if anyone would actually like notice it.
Right.
And I think this is as well growing up in a generation where like the neurodivergence kind of like peaked, and then also this overstimulation started to really creep in, like with phones and technology. Like we started to see this real increase of that and how that affected people's brains, like the rapid movement of it, and like the teenage brain just being like, bleh, I can't keep up with this.
So I mean, you're kind of like the first generation of people that have had grown up with phones and then having kids, and that's why you're like, I'm not letting my kid have a phone, right?
You can see how bad it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're saying at secondary school, because obviously I went there, we pretty much had wax tablets and they were writing sticks in sand and stuff like Egyptian times. It was we had like chalk on the walls and stuff. But
me too.
I feel like if I'd had a phone at school or anything like that, oh my god, I wouldn't be able to concentrate at all. I can see it with my kids as well. So I would have found it really hard to study.
Yeah, I think there was just like this option to sort of melt into a world that wasn't reality, and I think we took that quite literally. And it also like it created so many different loops of how people were communicating and like the social media aspect of it, and then also like even like Netflix and things like that started to emerge, and it was like you could spend a whole day laying in bed binge watching programs, and like the teenage dopamine brain is like, oh, that feels so good.
Yeah, because it's like never ending.
Yeah.
It's not like watching terrestrial television that used to switch off at 11 o'clock at night. It's like you can
or something boring comes on and you're like, I'm not. I was thinking this with my son earlier of like, if he can just put whatever he wants on, like he could just sit there all day watching the things he actually wants to watch.
You can never complete Netflix. It's impossible to complete the internet.
I wouldn't try it. I'm going to win by not trying that game.
For me, creativity often, especially when I was younger, came from boredom and came from necessity. And I think if there'd been like a constant tap of entertainment I could have switched on, I don't think I would have drawn so much or made music or anything like that. Because it's so easy to just go, yum, 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 yum. I'm going to get my little dopamine hit over here.
It's the consuming over creating, isn't it? Like we start to, it becomes, it's easy to consume. Like it's easy to take lots of things in, which is why like when we sat down and I was like, I have no understanding of anything other than like what is in my own realm, is I've made the conscious choice that I don't consume a lot of information, which can make me a little bit conceited at times. And I'm also aware of the hubris of that. But also I think it's really useful for the fact that I have a very clear view on myself and my outlook and my input and my output.
So you prefer to be a creator and a transmitter than someone that's consuming everything.
Yeah,
I think that's good. But do you know about art brut?
No.
Outsider art? No, but often it's like art that's been created where someone doesn't have a frame of reference.
Right.
They're not aware of loads of things in art and stuff. So actually the art they make's more of a pure expression of like how they're feeling and without saying that, I'm going to do something a bit like Matisse or I'm going to write a poem a bit like Haussmann or something like that. Yeah,
and I think that's why like my work, I have dedicated it to being 100% authentic. So like I paint, I write, I do a whole host of like random activities, but they're kind of like my most two pivotal ones that I've built up, as well as hosting the women's circles and different events in that like degree. But both of those, I don't use any influence from like other, or I use very minimal influence from other artists. Obviously, I have understanding of other poets and I like listen to a lot of music, but I don't try as hard as I can to keep it as authentic to me as I can. Like it's like I normally go and sit in nature and write, and it was just like I can write pages and pages and pages, and that's really fun.
I don't think that is you trying hard though. I think that's you've developed that skill, so so it's not trying at all because you've made it so that you don't have to. You don't want to be like other people. You just switch everything off and you go, right, I'm doing all of this straight from here. Yeah, and I don't really like trying.
I'm ideas are my trade. I'm a professional ideas man, and I can't I can't do it on a computer. I have to go away with a notepad and a pen somewhere, so I don't have the ultimate distraction of the internet.
Yeah.
Always like the ADHD will be like, click, oh, you know, like you just got to go with a pen and a thing and not look at your phone or do anything. And I feel like that's where you get the best ideas.
My best work is always handwritten, but I think it's like that connection with your hands.
Yeah.
I have a few weird theses that there's no like scientific backing for it. It's just something that I've experienced. And one of the things is like humans need to basically do stuff with their hands to feel happy. I feel like it brings us into our body rather than being in our mind all the time. So I think that's why creative people are, generally speaking, happier, because we're putting that output out for our hands and into the world and like making stuff. And I think like that, there's no joy like it, like making something and actually being like,
that flow state of doing stuff.
Yeah.
I've never done sculpture. I'd love to do that. Like Billy Bond was supposed to come on here one time, but she hasn't come on. But she makes these busts and stuff, and it just looks so good, like scraping clay around and building it up on things.
That's like messy play that they do with kids as well.
Yeah.
But like sensory input of touching something and it feeling like a certain way.
Yeah, and then you get to bake it at the end, and you get to make a mold, and you get to make it out of metal. Oh, it must be so satisfying.
Yeah, it's great. I have done some sculpture actually, and I've done pottery. I did a pottery class. Pottery's so much fun.
Oh, Adam.
So rewarding.
Yeah.
You do it like ghost style.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that film, but a lot of people say that. Yeah, did you?
See, I had a reference there.
I know,
One reference,
you had
you
a
didn't
reference.
get it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I was going to
Thank
say the Lionel Richie Hello video where they're making a face. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And they're making a face like with a blind woman. I think Ghost ripped it off. Yeah.
But it's
a great
great.
video.
Sculpture's lovely, for sure.
Yes.
Lionel Richie and a
That's
blind.
like it's our cultured section for the evening. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I do
completed
love
it.
a little bit of pottery.
Yeah. But I think you're
How do you
right.
feel about ceramics?
You're right though. I think like that flow state, and that's why I think like music's so good, you know, because like it's your brain going through your arms and making things come out, you know, and writing and drawing and any mark making. It's so good, isn't it?
I think that's one of the really interesting things that you said. I can't remember what you called it, but about like not having that frame of reference for things. Like I'm in this process of trying to translate poetry into music with no like comprehensional musical understanding.
Yeah.
And it's such a like frustrating process of being like, everyone else has the key to this and I don't want to learn it because then I'll do it like them.
Because you're not a musician, right?
No, I'm not a musician.
Yeah, okay.
So
But you could learn, couldn't you?
Unless my son brings out a small Peppa Pig guitar, then we'll give it some Oasis in the kitchen.
Oh, and after all, you're Mr. Ball. Dig up the road. There's a Peppa Pig joke for you. Oh, this is Peppa Pig collab. Did it work? No, it probably didn't, did it? I'll cut it out. What? I thought my Peppa Pig joke was going to be better. but
I
it
know
didn't
Peppa
work.
Pig quite well as
Do you
well.
not know
but
Mr. Ball?
I don't remember that bit at all.
You don't know Mr. Ball? He's probably like top 20 characters.
Which animal
He's the
is he?
There's a
bull.
construction guy and he goes,
bull.
dig up the road. Bull. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a ball. It's not a football
like a
with a
round
face on it.
He's quite round.
He just rolls around. So, yeah, this guy I know, Matt, came up with a musical notation. He was doing a thing with kids where you don't need to have musical notation for music. He was doing like this vibe notation where like they'll like work out like the flow of a song and how things should go up. And there's no right way to do it. It's like, you know, like you get a big bit of paper and then you write like you draw out the emotion of the music and how everything goes. And then he's got a band and then they interpret those for like how they think that the song should go and stuff. It's really interesting because music notation is really exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and musical theory and stuff. When it also, you know, some of the best producers like Rick Rubin. Oh, sorry, I'm going into frames of reference here. But Rick Rubin,
I do know. I am aware of Rick Rubin.
Dennis Pop, for example. People like that aren't traditionally musically trained. They listen to things and then they're like vibe managers. They you know they say, no, I should go a bit more up here and it should make me feel this here. And they produce the best music because they don't know about that theory.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I'm aware of, but I'm in the process of the frustration of it. Like it's like a strange, interesting trip between like with the ego of being like, I know there's something in here for me, and I know that once it clicks, like there's no going back from that click. But right now it's not clicking, and it's like, okay, well, like how much do I put into this and how much time and energy do I invest in this and how much do I kind of just let it flow and like find out in its own time, like it will show me what I need to do. And like,
But I think this is what you can do. You can communicate things without knowing the exact language of it. So when I talk to video editors at work, I talk in like drums. I'm like, let's go. She could be a bit more rap-a-pa-pa-pa and a bam-bam. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I get it. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I
don't know what it means.
No, but you would do if you're a video editor and I sat there and I was going, go rap-a-pa-pa, poo, here.
Yeah, and I guess because you do poetry and you kind of want to make it into music, you're going into rap territory there. So you have to have, you got to make that kind of musical. Rap isn't particularly like musical, the words, but it is.
No,
so
I disagree.
No, I'm not saying it's definitely not, but it's different to opera or like really musical. So you've got to figure out how to make that into music, right?
And I have an understanding from English literature, which was the one subject that I actually really did connect to because I had a really supportive teacher. And I think that makes all the difference in school when you actually have someone that like bothers to try and see you and meet you where you're at. And like I basically owe my life to this woman because she gave me a form of outlet.
Let's big up the teachers.
Yeah, big up Miss Henderson.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Honestly, so many people come on this podcast and there's one teacher from school that's really just encouraged them and it makes so much difference. Seems like 99% of the teachers are just like, do your thing, get your GCSEs. And there's one that's like, come with me, we're going to make English literature fun.
We're going on a quest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think
you're my protege now.
Yeah, I felt like, and she saw herself in me, and I think that's like the thing that she was like, do you know what? I get this. I get where you're coming from. I get like the anger and the angst and the frustration of it all, but like also you got to do something about it. And she was quite like firm and straight with me, and she gave me limitations and boundaries, which like someone like me needs, because otherwise I'm like, I can do everything, and everyone's like, no, stop.
I'm the world's greatest author.
Unpublished.
You start a little art project and you think like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing, like be really famous.
Yeah, I think it was, she really did give me like what I needed in that sense, and it made me confident in my ability to understand like meter and tone. And I did have this really spongy brain, not so much anymore. It's kind of a little bit more dried up and shriveled these days. But
come on, you're still so young.
Oh, I'm pretty spongy, yeah. But I think motherhood has lost a few neurons.
Yeah,
it definitely does, especially when you're watching like Peppa Pig. Actually, it's not Peppa Pig.
We don't do screen time.
Oh,
we
really?
read Peppa Pig.
Okay.
He reads the books.
Well, that's why you didn't understand my reference when I did the Wonderwall with Mr. Ball.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Oh, see, it was actually a really funny and quick-witted thing. But if you didn't have the frame of reference, you wouldn't get it. Oh, okay.
Have you never watched Peppa Pig?
I have.
How have you watched it?
Because I was like just over the cusp of watching it when it came out.
What,
I was born in
15?
2001.
Okay, all right.
Anyway.
I don't know when Peppa Pig started, but...
Hang on. What were we talking about before Peppa Pig?
Sponge.
SpongeBob creative brain over here. So you do understand music and you understand flow and things like that.
No, I understand English literature, which is a different angle to come at it. Like I can understand syllables, and in the same way that like Biggie writes in iambic pentameter, like I can understand.
Say what?
It's Shakespeare.
It's a stressed and unstressed syllable, so it goes like maybe I could do some drums like that.
Exactly, yeah, but
it's like a percussion in the beats.
Yeah, all the Shakespeare stuff was like iambic pentameters in his prose, and I think it's like lines of 12 syllables, and it's got like a certain flow.
10. Pentameter.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking of twentameter. Yeah. Oh god, I've been schooled here, haven't I? By old dodecahedron of over here. We got so pentameter 10, yeah, like Biggie Smalls. You know, that's like I was saying about Biggie Smalls.
You actually mentioned this on the I think with PJ Repeat Beat Poet.
Oh, okay.
I did tune into that one. Because you were talking about iambic pentameter on that, and you've used a few terms from that, so I wonder if you're just brushing up on your special words.
I can never remember what I talk about. I'll just delete it out of my brain. So yeah, you learn all that stuff, but why? Hang on, we've been talking for half an hour now. Why you're really on here today? I mean, you're on here because you're awesome. We love you. But you got the commission for this poem for Chelmsford. Is it called a poem for Chelmsford? What is it called?
Yeah, so they were looking for a spoken word artist to basically collaborate in a video. So they wanted the poem to sort of be brought to life with the visuals and like put it into one collaborative project. And it's definitely been like a massive learning curve for me. And I have... Yeah, it's been a step into a professional world that I've not been in before. Like
the corporate arts.
Yeah.
But this is really fun because I think in art, like, I mean, all I want to be is someone's prank monkey, right? Where they pay me, they're just like, Nick, go and make me some silly things, and I'll do. But everything you have to do, you get like, there's always like someone feeding back and things like that. So when you come out of school and then suddenly you get into that world of paid creative work, it's really difficult to have a thick skin and stuff. But,
it's kind of like it has redirected how I feel about some of my work, but also in a good way that it sort of showed me that sometimes work can be like something I create can be separate from me.
Yeah.
Because my work is based on like really authentic, vulnerable work. Trying to put that into a corporate space has been challenging in some degrees, and we've kind of like settled on something that maybe wouldn't be what I would create for myself, but like it's the acceptance of like this is what I'm creating for a brief.
Yeah, and do you know what? When you get that and you've created something to a brief and everyone's happy, you've got to take joy from that as well, because you're like, okay, everyone's got something that they're really, really happy with and they felt like they're part of it, rather than you can just be like, here's my art, and you just walk away, right?
I want to do that.
Yeah, but this is the collaboration, that works really well. And sometimes you feel like, okay, I think I might have done it slightly differently, but everyone's really happy, so I'm happy as well.
And I think once like the visuals and stuff were put into it, and that experience with the filmmakers has been really, really fun, and like we've brought like a new life to the words, and it's been more of an experience. Like I guess sometimes I get this thing where I think something is the finished product, and then it's not until you have that reflection time that you look back on it and you're like, oh, it feels different now because more stuff has ensued since that moment that you kind of like...
Things evolve, don't they?
Yeah. A lot of big projects that I've finished, I have like, you kind of get PTSD from them because you put so much into them.
Yeah.
And then you look at them a year or 2 years later and you're like, oh, I'm really proud of that. It's really good. Like, I had a whole book that I made. It was 275 pages. I could look at it for years, and then someone picked it up off my bookshelf and they're looking through it, and I was like, looking over their shoulder, and I was like, yeah, I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, right.
But maybe it takes that time for like our ego to detach from the work, and like being so close to it. It takes a bit of time to sort of settle in and be like, actually, do you know what? Like that was relevant to the time that I made it, and like I see both the limitations and the sort of like the creative expansion that I made that in, and like you can appreciate it more when you're not in it. I don't think anyone talks about how like painful creativity can be, like in the most beautiful way. Like it is a real labour of love, and you do get to this point of being like, why isn't it?
And that's the thing, I think there's no point in starting out anything creative if you don't really care about it. That's when you get rubbish work. But then it's always the fact that you care about it deeply that ends up sabotaging it. Yeah. Because you're like, I don't want to change that.
Yeah, well, it's rejection, isn't it? It's rejection. And you're in the wrong job if someone says, I don't like this, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not doing it then. You've got to go, okay, right, yeah, so I'll change it. And that's what we do, isn't it? As creatives, you have to do that.
Yeah, just turn off the mic and the camera again, flip a desk, smash something up, and you go back, and go, yes, I'll make all the changes. That's okay. Yeah.
Consider it done.
But yeah, the day you don't care, it's like, that's what I was saying to. I did a thing with like a really young MC the other day, and he was really nervous before he went on stage, and I was saying, you're nervous because you care about it. The worst thing you do is not care and not be nervous. And he was like, he got kind of fired up. And he was like, oh, that's really awesome to know that's why I feel like this.
Yeah, that's cool, actually.
And
that's
you can't just dial in any piece of art or performance or anything. You've got to always care and always believe you're going to make something that's great.
Mm. But have some anxiety along the way as well.
Always.
Like, am I going to get this right?
Yeah. I mean, everyone should always have creative anxiety anyway.
I'm so glad it's not just me.
It's that imposter syndrome.
Yeah, every damn day.
Yeah, every day. It's always. But, something you just got to go and not pretend you know what you're doing. This sounded really mad. So this was about a year ago, you applied for this poetry thing. Mm-hmm. And you always had... I think
that was my leg.
Was it?
I don't know. I think it was this metal thing.
Okay. I thought like you got like some sort of Pavlov's dog reaction. This poetry thing. So it was about a year ago they put out this call for poets to write things for Chelmsford, and lots of people applied for it, and you had to go to some sort of board thing with like 3 people there.
Elusive meeting, yeah.
No, was it weird? Like how many people applied for it, and then how did you get through that process?
I've never asked how many people applied for it. I presume that only the 5 people that turned out.
And the other 4 dropped out there. Like, no, it's not for me.
It has been interesting because there's like a few people that afterwards weren't at that audition and were like, oh, I applied for that. And I was starting to think, oh, like people have actually, like, I didn't know whether it was a smaller outtake because they said like 5 people would be there and there was actually only me and 3 others.
What? And the other people people in the room when you did your performance?
Yeah,
or,
we performed in front of each other. I was last.
That is brutal, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's so brutal.
So it's kind of like Chelmsford's Got Talent for poetry.
Yeah, judges panel with
Really?
Q&A. Q&A
Really?
afterwards, like interview afterwards in front of the other like people that
This is like a poet for Chelmsford.
Contestants.
So it's like, I noticed that your third line was not iambic pentameters, yet the rest were.
You switched meters. Was this a conscious choice?
Yeah, it's like you just rhymed chimney with chimney.
Yeah, so it was interesting, and there was a real range of like subject matter, and I think that was like it was a lot of different people all showcasing their talents, and I felt like going last was interesting because you end up sitting and listening to everyone else's and being like, I guess like I try and switch off. That's what I don't take in the input, so I'm trying to switch off from it to just be like, I'm just going to show up and do what I've come here to do, but also like watching other people, and then you kind of get that second guessing of being like, oh. Like I'd never really performed before this, other than with Sangeeta. She actually put on a like a hip hop project back in 2022.
This was the NGDA thing at Hotbox,
Yeah,
where
with Shaldo.
did an MC come and sort of
Yeah.
teach how to make poetry into lyrics or something?
Yeah, so Shaldo was like mentoring it. We also had Layla and George that work very closely with Sangeeta, and they like helped mentor the group as well. And
Layla, aka Subbreezy from
Rap Game.
Yep. UK.
Yeah,
Amazing. That's a legendary mentor.
So they were all kind of like on board and just getting us really prepped. It was really amazing experience, like because I went from writing in my bedroom and like not like, this is what I was saying, I was never creatively encouraged, so I've always been very isolated in my work, and it gave me the first position. So I think I performed stage 6 months pregnant for the first time.
Oh yeah, wicked.
Like 3 songs back to back.
Back up, like little extra brain just in case you need some more lyrics.
Just put the mic down here and hope you had something to say. But
beatbox solo.
So did you rap on stage?
Yeah, I rapped on stage. I made songs,
and you wrote the
briefly.
songs, and then did they put music to them?
You know the songs because we made a music video to one of the songs.
Was that one of them?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
so. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
It was
right.
the same lyrics, but it was.
So you wrote that song in one day and performed it.
Well, basically, it was like an ongoing project. So I wrote everything in like the space of maybe like I literally just sat down and wrote it until it was done, and then it was like an ongoing project because I just write. Like there's no structure to it. It's an abomination, really. But like I have no. That's what like I've been learning is that sort of progression into like having the different structure within the words rather than just being...
abomination pentameters.
Yeah, more or less. But yeah, so then it was like, okay, like everyone else has got like hooks and choruses, and I was like, I haven't got any hooks or choruses. So I'm like, all right, I'll just write something down. And then it was so funny because I'd turn up at the next recital of it, and I'd just be like, right, I've got this bit now, and then I'd do that bit, and like it was such a great community feel of actually getting that feedback and sharing it and just putting your work out there. And Sangeeta really made sure that there was like a longitudinal element to it where we were still doing that after the time, but obviously then I had a child.
Yeah. Did they give you a beat?
Yeah,
and say like, here's your beat.
Well, no. So we used like type beats. Some people had beats that they'd produced themselves, but like
You're not a musician, are you?
I'm not a musician, but I am a sucker for a YouTube type beat, and there's so many out there, which means that I perform my work to like 8 different type beats, and it has no like setness. And I also freestyle a lot as well. So like I struggle with the commitment of my work.
Yeah. So so this is interesting because we were just talking about like doing this performance for the poetry panel.
Oh yes.
But backing up, like that's amazing. That's actually the same stage that you were performing on as well. So that must have seemed so weird going from freestyle rap right to then doing
performing for the
to
council.
poetry in front of Essex Book. Was it like Roz from the Essex Book?
Yes.
Festival and the theatre, Reese the theatre director, and actually a famous poet as well.
Yes, Luke, and yeah, it was
Luke, famous poet. Yeah, I know him.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it was really different, and I guess like it was weird for me in the sense of like not really showing anyone my work, and I'd actually recorded my work to send into them because I was like, they want spoken word. Like, why am I sending it in written form that doesn't like convey who I am as a performer or an artist?
So just tape it and send them a tape, right?
Literally just me in my summer house, big fur coat on, standard procedure. But yeah, so I recorded it and sent it in, and
just need an extra syllable on that.
Yeah. It's just it's for the I ams. Didn't want to be offbeat. But yeah, so
I think Adam's really confused. He didn't do English literature.
I don't know anything about English literature.
Yeah.
just enjoy the ride.
Quite a ride, people.
All right, we've sent it in.
So yeah, yeah, it was different. It was very different, and I came away from it having no understanding of how I did, having no understanding of like whether, like, just complete surrender of being like, I've put my work out there, and they either like it or they don't like it.
Did you think you kind of like crashed out and it was like didn't go well or something?
That's proper thrown in.
I was confident. I was
yeah.
confident that like I know my writing ability is up there.
Go home and tell your baby that I smashed that today. Yeah, wicked. Yeah, yeah. His baby's like,
if you could just add a sound effect on that, that'd be great.
yeah,
I can't do it.
You do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I enjoyed it. I do enjoy getting on a stage. I don't know. I'm quite a as you referred to me earlier as a prima donna. I see that. Like,
really?
I enjoy playing it up though. Like it's just fun.
I saw you at well, I didn't see you performing at Poetry Night. I heard you, but you had like an amazing like blue dress on with like just loads of like sparkly bits over it. I felt like, is this your video dress?
Yeah, so I was filming with that. But,
But are you wearing that dress throughout the whole video? Because it's like
No,
this
no.
amazing like Kingfisher, like amazing like sparkly
80s
bits.
shoulder pads.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
it looks like Kate Bush might have worn it or something like that.
I've had a few Kate Bush references, and I'll
Yeah.
take them. But
You hate them?
no, I'll take them.
Oh, she's brilliant. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Phew. Before we get him to kick you out, then.
I made a strong point that I should have multiple outfit changes in the video, just because I have
classic prima donna.
because I have a curated wardrobe.
What's my wardrobe budget?
It was a serious question that was asked. But yeah, so I ended up I've got one main outfit that I wore in it, and I'm calling it Chelmsford Fuchsia, and I think you're going to see it everywhere.
What is that after
this.
Chelmsford for you?
Yes.
Chelmsford for you, sure.
Yes. If they want to sponsor this,
They should do.
Is this
I'll
the
work
blue
with
dress?
no.
a
Chelmsford
pink dress?
Fuchsia wouldn't be
A pink
blue,
dress?
would it? It'd be
Or are you
Chelmsford
talking about-
Cyan.
Talking about a blue dress.
Chelmsford
right?
Cyan. Adam, you.
No, this is my outfit change.
Do you not know fuchsia?
I love pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I guess I just haven't watched the video fully. So I didn't know about the pink dress. I just saw the blue dress bit.
The blue dress is amazing, but that
blue
was
dress
more
is
like
amazing.
Yves Klein International Blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a bit like the blue behind you. I was thinking like all your colours behind you, your palettes.
This is my pink.
We're in Adam's studio here, and he's got loads of amazing colours behind him. We can just point at them.
For reference. But yeah, so that dress was I just argued, and I said to I didn't tell him that I was going to do an outfit change, and I was like if I show you it, can I wear it? And I was like, and he was like, okay, so I got to wear, because obviously like we were doing a section where I was performing on stage. I was like, if I was performing on stage, I'm not going to turn up in this boring pink dress that I've been flaunting around.
You've got to have multiple outfits for that shoot.
yeah,
you
of
have
course.
to.
I'm going to get the
Of course.
razzle dazzle on.
Yeah, so I got the razzle dazzle on, and it razzle dazzled. But I do enjoy, like, if I'm going to do some form of like poetry performance, I like to make sure the outfit correlates. Because then, if I do anything poor, people just like it washes over them. Because I've got to
Blame it on the outfit. I know, and it's like, you could just be like that, and jazzy sparkle solo.
No, they don't just. They say like, "Oh, this is the pink dress bit. This sucks. I really don't like this bit."
No, the pink dress serves a purpose. The pink dress works against any background colour. Like it was a strong move.
This video, have you been performing all round in different locations around in the city then?
So I'm not really performing in the video that much. It's more just like visuals of it.
Oh, you're not actually saying words?
Not in a lot of it, no.
That's even harder when you're just supposed to be somewher and just be looking at stuff
I
or
just
experiencing
strut.
it. Yeah.
I'm fully
Really?
qualified in the moody.
Yeah.
They showed me it and I was like, I probably should look a little bit happier. But I was very much like I'm walking. I had my clippy cloppy cowboy boots on and
Nice.
I was trotting off.
Did you go past Swales Burger or anything like that? No?
Hold on a minute, you did go in Chelmsford Market though, didn't you?
What highlights?
Yeah, indoor market.
What highlights of Chelmsford have you got in this?
Highlights of Chelmsford. So Rittle Sunflower Field, which was actually like a
nice.
real highlight
Yeah.
of Chelmsford of being like that was beautiful. We got it on
Great.
such a beautiful day as well.
Yeah.
Austin from Jerk Station. I don't know if you know Austin from Jerk Station, but he's a special man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is he? You just walk past him?
Oh no, he's in it. There's a few other people that are also speaking in it.
They're reading your words?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that makes sense.
So different people are performing your poem?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So did you write a bit specifically for Austin or they were just like, this bit would be awesome for Austin?
No, so the directors picked that all out. I didn't like put the words off. I did originally think about...
Adam, did you get called up to be in the video?
No, but I mean, I would love to.
Yeah, I would have loved to.
I'd be
like
leaning against Wales Burger.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
cheek full of.
I love Chelmsford City.
Cheek full of burger.
Yeah,
it would have been good. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, we didn't get the call, but there you go. Where else do you go? Cathedral.
Yeah, Cathedral's in it.
Standard.
Yeah, Viaduct.
I hope I properly introduced him, but we had, I believe, a vicar.
Yeah.
Vicar in there. Yeah, he's. I don't know if he's a vicar. I don't know if he has a...
You believed it in vicar.
Well, I don't think he was just dressed up.
Were you... Did you go... Well, it's quite an easy outfit to buy off the internet, isn't it? And actually, I think that's about the only qualification you need. And did you go to the radio tower?
No.
Oh.
Where else did you go then?
That's a really good question because we didn't go.
Did you go to the cricket ground?
Yes, we did go to the cricket ground.
Did you go to the skate park because they wanted an urban bit?
We actually have Kaylin in the skate park, and it was pretty urban.
Tick. Yeah, wicked. Yeah, go urban. Look more urban. Can you hold a spray can? Yeah. Did you go in the graffiti tunnel? Did you go like concrete canvas?
We did a bit of graffiti. All right. I get it. I get it.
Do you know what? I was the director. What rhymes with Chelmsford?
Not a lot.
No, it's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah. I did kind of conk out on that one.
Yeah.
I sat and thought about it for a long time, and I thought I don't think there's anything worth trying to create.
No, apart from bored.
Yeah, and that's not.
That's the one that'd be on brief, wouldn't it? Chelmsford's not boring. It's brilliant. There's a viaduct. There's a jerk man. There's a skate park. It's good.
Yeah,
there's a vicar.
There is a vicar, at least one, maybe one. We don't know if he's official or not. Didn't see any ID.
When can we see this? Is it out? Is it in the public domain? Is it on Chelmsford City Council's website?
It will be.
Will it be on YouTube?
I presume so. I'm not really sure exactly what the plans is for it.
Really? When is it out?
It's not. We're doing a final day of shooting.
But there must be like a launch party or something. Like, is there a launch screening?
I don't know. I haven't been invited.
Really? Me and Adam got the invites through.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'll lend you my sparkly dress if I'm not going to be there.
Oh, do you know what? I think Adam could fit it. I don't think I could. But
we got the same build.
We got this golden boss invites. But they will not. They'll probably want you to come and perform the poem with the film playing.
Yeah, I think there is going to be a bit of an internal launch, but we've not really discussed what that looks like yet. So that's all to be confirmed.
Oh, exciting! I thought there was a date on it. I thought it was coming out on for a certain time. Like,
yeah, March.
Is it March?
No, March this year.
Was it?
It was meant to be.
That's brilliant. So we're gonna get Marconi's going to invent a time machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Marconi's dead. You say no? He invented it before he died, and he's going to come back and get you, and then go back to March 2025.
Oh, it'd be incredible.
Him and
Put
Crompton.
That in the video.
Him and Crompton. They're going to be like, where we're going, we don't need toast. And Crompton will be like, oh wait, we do need toast.
I'd quite like to see the visuals of just like floating through the fabrics of time as we transcend Chelmsford and return to Chelmsford in March of 2025.
I mean, it was good there. We had the excitement. It was spring, it's going to come up. We didn't know how good the summer was going to be.
Yeah, I preferred my life. Yeah.
Do you prefer now to March? When's the best time for poetry?
The deep dark winter.
The deep winter. It is, isn't it? The tortured winter.
The reflective sense of self when all the berries have dropped off the trees and you're in your most tormented.
And you only have your words to nourish you.
Oh, goodness.
Even that doesn't fill the void within.
No. I do like that. I think I always think like winter's my most productive creative time. And then in the summer, it's just kind of like everyone's like, do you want to come around for a barbecue? Should we go skateboarding? Should we do this, that, whatever? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Just put everything on hold now.
I think there's a really natural rhythm to that, though, as well, of like that inwards. Like we're about to go to the equinox as we're recording this now. And like we do go into that more insular, like inward state after that point. And as it gets like the nights draw in, and like we get social over summer and spring. And like there's lots of things going on. It's energetic and we're doing stuff. But actually, like for me, that's all kind of fluff. Like I really love my own company when I get it aside of my toddler. Like I do really enjoy just that deep creative state. Like that is where I want to be.
So 22nd of September, the equinox, I think it is, you're going to be celebrating. You'll be like, yes, come on.
Well, we'll be out of an eclipse portal as well. It's been.
Oh, what is that? Marconi's coming back for the eclipse portal, is he?
I have heard that he had RSP seed to the RSP seed.
RSPV.
Yeah, I was going the animal one.
RSVP.
I'm dyslexic as well, so it's an interesting poetic journey.
Marconi's going to come through the equinox tunnel equinox eclipse into the museum? Is that what his portal is?
I think he'd have to come through the museum.
I think that's where his portal is.
Do you reckon he'd have a card?
He'd still have to pay to come in as an adult. Yeah. £3. £3 every time he goes through the portal. Is it?
I think it's 4.
Four every time he comes through the portal. Yeah.
Maybe he'd come in before they introduce the fees and
Oh my god!
slip through, and then he'd come back out.
Yeah. Well, that's why he'd be so confused because he like portaled out when it was free, and then he comes back with his fees. Like £4.
Can't get back in my time machine.
That was a lot of money back in Marconi's time.
I can only imagine. I feel like we've hit some really like fun moments and then some really solemn, like strong, serious.
Don't worry. Like I'll jazz it all up in the edit. I cut all the boring bits out anyway because I'll get bored when I'm editing it. I'm like, I'm bored, and the listener will be. So delete. Just put the fun bits in.
Is it me or is it really hot in here?
It's really hot. Is it the lights?
No.
Is it me? I'm just radiating sheer energy.
I am never hot. Man, never hot.
Cold-blooded.
And I am hot.
Like a lizard.
Tonight. I'm just so hot.
I'm really hot as well. Am I red?
No.
I feel like I'm red.
I mean, you've
You're a bit pink.
You've got colour.
Yeah.
What, magenta? No, what is it? What's your colour? Fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
Future.
Future Chelmsford.
Back to the fuchsia. That's what we're talking.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about. Marconi's time travelling.
There's a film in this.
Yeah.
I can sense it.
Yeah, he's decided that he'll start portaling into the flower beds instead of the museum now because of the fees. But then he doesn't get the little bee backpack that he can go around the museum with the activities.
Oh, yeah, the activities. Oh,
the kids' activities book. Yeah.
They can dress up like a bee upstairs.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Don't put on that bear outfit, though. That says, get into the triangular burning house. You know, you grew up in Chelmsford, obviously. Like, now you got a kid. Like, how does Chelmsford feel like differently, like creatively? Because for me, as an outsider, I'm an outsider. I'm from the big city, from London. I moved here like 12 years ago. And like Chelmsford, I described it as a cultural desert 12 years ago. And I think like now, 12 years later, it feels like actually it's buzzing again now. It's still not as vibey as Colchester, but we're getting there. How do you feel like it's changed in your life?
I've seen a lot of change in my life, and I think this kind of comes back to like when I was younger, there wasn't a lot of opportunity around here. Like I guess I grew up knowing that I was a deeply creative person, but not feeling like there was anything that I could actually go and do with that. Like I always thought creativity would be something on the side. So I'd be working a job that like drained my life force, and then I'd be
you hated
staying up till the depths of the night to try and scribble down all my ideas. But like, yeah, I guess reflecting on that, it's interesting because I also live in the same house. So like he's in the exact same area that I'm in. But also like, I feel like with Chelmsford, you make the opportunities. So like I'll give my son different opportunities to what I was given because I am creatively minded, and it's a real priority for me that he has outlets and he gets to try different things and see what works for him. And also like not taking a particularly like standardized route with his education and things like that. Like I will take him on a different route, but I do also think there is a whole lot more options, whole load more options, but there's also like an overstimulation of a lot of different options. Like I feel like in Chelmsford there's lots of different pockets of things going on, but the connections of those things are slightly distorted. So we have. Do
you think everything's working in its own little vacuum?
Yeah, and I think it's like as humans, I think we thrive in community, and I feel like if we could find more efficient ways, because there are like communities of creatives in Chelmsford, but I think if we can find more efficient ways of actually bringing the right people together for the right projects, it would be really powerful. Because I feel like it gets very isolating as a creative, and I think we've kind of become used to working in a very solo, independent way. Which for some tasks that like thrives, and other ones like for me, I know that if I had someone to bounce things off of, like I'd have a completely different experience of the process.
I think I think the Chelmsford creative scene's massive now, but I do think there are definite cliques. It's like, you know, you've got this group over here doing this thing, and then you've got another group over here that's doing something quite similar, but they don't ever.
I think everyone should get like jackets like biker gangs.
Yeah,
and you know you have your little poetry, the poetry crew, and then you got like your skateboard gang, and like all these like. What
about if you do like 80 different things though?
Yeah.
Then I've got like I've got a shopping list.
What's your phrase?
Jacket.
What's your phrase again?
Multi-passionate.
Multi-passionate. Yeah, what if you're multi-passionate? That's all right. You can have like badges all down your sleeves, like a scout or something.
That's how I'm seeing it.
You might sometimes have to fight yourself, like like if there's a showdown between two biker creative gangs.
What's it called again?
Multi-passionate.
Multi-passionates. I've never heard of that before.
Multi-passionate potentialites is the fuel, like the full. I've lost.
Is it an actual thing?
I've heard. Well, there's just a man I've heard speak about it, and he's basically talking about how so many people feel like they have to do one thing, and I'm never going to be a person that commits to doing one thing because all my things feed into each other. And I also have like you said about like doing something 100% and then being like, I need a break from this.
Yeah.
So I have to have that movement to go to something else to come back. And then that doing the other activity actually reinforces the first activity.
Yeah.
Because I start thinking about it in a different way.
Everything you learn feeds into each other. This is the thing about being a creative. It's really difficult. I've had this in my past as well, where people's like, you've got to commit to one discipline. And I'm like, no. And they like, but then also people say, how are you so productive? And I'm like, well, it's like a sausage factory. I've got multiple sausages coming through. They just come out at different times, right? But you know, you can't just take one thing. You can't just take one sausage and take it all the way through the factory and then out the other end and then not have any other sausages going through at the same time.
No.
The sausage factory is really important. You've got to have loads of sausages going through the sausage factory.
I'm still processing that.
You will be processing it, but just imagine that there's a sausage factory there.
It makes sense.
Yeah, no,
I hear what
I've got
you're
my
saying.
conveyor belt here. I've got pigs going in here, creative pigs, and I've got the sausages being made. And out here, here's a delicious sausage. Have that, internet. And then there'll be another sausage in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's calling the caterpillars.
Maybe that would be.
Maybe with little faces.
Yeah. A few Cuthberts in
Yeah,
there.
some Cuthberts and stuff like that. But they're all coming out. And I like having different things to jump between and different projects. So if you feel poetic one day, you know, you're doing some poetry.
And I think that keeps a creative mind sharp of like dropping into something visual and then dropping into something that's like words and structure and then being like, okay, well now I'm going to like go and do this completely random thing on an offset or like, and I also am really big into my own practices of like meditation and breath work and like sound work. So dropping into that as a daily kind of discipline then is my structure because I am quite an unstructured person. So I have to find like little ways of introducing that so I don't go completely.
As a sort of neurodiverse creative, how can you meditate and completely still your mind?
I don't think stilling the mind is. There's different types of meditation. I think there's like something about like 140 different types of meditation, and for me, meditation is never about like stopping because I think that's suppressing. It's more about observing and being like, okay, like I'm in this pattern of doing this thing over and over again. I'm like I'm sensing how there's like a pattern of me feeling this way about myself, and then it's about okay, like translating that into something else. And I find the poetry is the best one for that because it's so like time efficient. Like if I paint something, it could take me hours. Like obviously you can do like abstract fun bits, but if I'm going to paint something, it's going to take me hours to commit to that. Whereas like I can write something down in a matter of seconds and it's really fun because I have all of these books that I can read through it and I'll literally sit there laughing at myself being like, what is she thinking?
But how amazing is it on poetry? Like you could literally like write a poem like 5 minutes before you go to a poetry event and perform it and you get instant feedback.
And they're the best ones because like you're in the atmosphere of the crowd and the audience that you're going to perform to. So if you sit there and you do that, my real frustration with it is I have so much work and I really like to perform it without a book in my hand or without a phone. Like I don't really use my phone very often. I tend to write, but I don't like that feeling because I think it's really disconnected for me to stand there like this and like but
get an
also,
invisible book.
An invisible book
With invisible ink. Just
with those glasses or like one of those pens that you shine like the UV pen on
UV
and only
pen,
I can see it. Yeah, that would be great. But yeah, I do find that's like a really interesting thing as a spoken word artist that like you want to sort of convey full conviction to the audience, but you sometimes like the rate in which I create stuff, I can't ascribe it all to memory. So I'm really working on sort of getting like a bit of a collection together. One of the big things that I do want to move into more is trusting myself to like pull the words up just on the stage.
Yeah.
Like just not have anything premeditated. And I feel like that is
freestyle it, you mean?
Yeah, but like in a really poetic way. And the thing is that like you can pause, which is one of the things that I very rarely do when I'm actually performing because I get really excited and I go blah, 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 blah. But when you're actually like if you're doing something with spoken word, you can take those pauses and you can actually be like, okay, words. But I think I'm doing some inner work to make sure that I feel confident to do that because I think it could be quite traumatic for me. And I have done it on occasion, but I think it could be quite traumatic to put myself in that position to be like, I'm going to go up on stage and just pull words out of the ether.
Sounds terrifying to do that.
I have, in private, I have created this skill and I've really consolidated it and I'm really good at it. So it's just translating that.
I was saying this to Isabel from Spark because the first time she did a presentation, she had loads of notes and was reading it. And I was like, just trust it. If you know they're in your pocket, just do it without them and it'll be much more connection. And she did it and she felt like much more confident. But it's nice to have that like safety net.
Yeah, definitely.
And then eventually you suddenly realise, it's much more entertaining and better if I'm just doing it with nothing. And if I get words wrong, doesn't matter. I mean, I suppose it matters more in poetry.
Well, it doesn't either though, because I guess like when you're in open mic nights, it's a very friendly environment, and no one's like, it's not like being on a judging panel where you've got people being like, But at the same time, like there's been so many times that I perform something, and this is like one of my consolidated pieces, and I've completely forgotten it, and I've gone off tangent, and no one's like immediately noticed until I've proclaimed to the crowd that I've forgotten my words, and like just freestyled for like 30 or 40 seconds. But yeah, it very quickly doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for error when you've got a crowd. I used to read the dictionary at school. Like, I remember doing that like in lessons and just being, I'm not interested in this, so I'd just sit there reading the dictionary, just learning words. Yeah, and like I think there was loads of things that I was doing in school that I never really equated to the fact that they might actually, one, be a potential career, and two, be really fun and like actually you're very close to my actual interest rather than like sort of prescribed interest.
Yeah. How did you start getting into like freestyle rapping stuff?
I remember I had a very specific moment in sewing tech. I was forcibly told that I was not allowed to take any of the technologies as a GCSE because the teachers thought I was such a dick that they were like, we don't want you.
What, like you were stupid, you couldn't do it, or you were just like a dickhead?
Oh no, I was just in peak ADHD.
Disruptive.
I just break stuff. I think it was hilarious. But I remember having this moment of sitting with a friend just being like, I can write loads of words that rhyme really quickly.
Yeah.
And like just writing down, like, I don't even know what I was writing about, but like just writing these words and didn't even think about it as like poetry, but I was just writing these words and they rhymed. And I'd perform like little silly songs for my mates and they'd be like, what, like that's actually like, they'd kind of have like an element of like, what are you doing? And also like,
there's something
cool.
there, isn't there?
Yeah. So I guess that kind of lay dormant. And then post skate park, actually, I started dating loosely, but dating someone who made music. And then I was like, when that ended, as a pure revenge plot, I was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
I was like, I've got this. I remember those moments in sewing tech. So I started writing over and over and over again and just writing. Like it was just this really weird moment of like buying a notebook and just being like, I'm just going to write stuff in it.
Do you know what? Like proving someone wrong or something is such a good motivation for stuff as well.
Spite. Yeah. Sheer spite.
No, but spite is such, you've got your muses, you've got your people that you're in love with, but then also you've got your people that you want to crush. And they're both such good motivating.
Yeah. And yeah, so basically I just started writing from that point, but I never really... I don't know if I really clocked that it would. I had like a background of freestyle dance. I just like dancing. I absolutely love dancing, always have, and like really feel music on quite like a visceral level and just enjoy moving to like the sounds of, maybe more the sounds of words than the actual music. So then I was like, okay, I know there's a way of combining these two skills of having like a love and passion for literature and also a love for like movement and sound and the experience of listening to music. So then from then I've kind of gone on this journey, but it's questionable how far I've got in that time in terms of actually combining it into what I'm seeing as the finished product. But like I have made a lot of progress in both my writing, not so much my dancing these days.
This is amazing. There's a multi-passionate, because you're only young as well. You have all of these different skills and they're all going to come together and influence all your different projects at the same time. Are you dancing in the video?
Not yet.
Come on then, get the fuchsia, get the fuchsia on and vibe out.
I feel like that was one of the things that like you put a bit of music on and I would have had a very different experience of like walking around and making like I think you can see quite a bit of tension in me because like from the beginning it was like I had I don't know.
Can you do the airwalk thing? The airwalk thing off of TikTok?
No.
You should learn that. You should learn that. It's like weird. It's like a reverse moonwalky sort of thing.
Reverse moonwalk, is that not just walking forwards?
Yeah, it's called the earth walk. It's just walking forwards. I'm really good at it.
It's that thing that humans do.
Maybe you could show us at the end of this.
Everyone was walking past it like, oh my God, look at that guy earth walking.
Do you make a noise?
Jack Nicholson. What?
Do you make a noise when you do it?
Earth walking?
Yeah.
No, it's just walking really. Yeah, but I'm really good at it. I've been doing it for ages. I was thinking about this last week and I was thinking being a creative is a bit like you have got to have that Robin Hood mentality, right? You're going to do a job get some money from it, and then you can use that money to live on, and then just do all the stuff you want to do. Like, and when I say it's like Robin Hood, it's like then you can go and make a music video for a band you love, or you can go and do, you know, you can go and help out Spark, or you can do whatever, you know, that you actually really want to do with your time.
Like doing this podcast.
Like doing this podcast. Right. Don't make any money.
No.
If someone told us what to do,
every week, though,
it'd be rubbish.
We get together, we have a laugh. And
Exactly.
like, this is something to look forward to.
Do you find it enriching?
Oh, I love it. This is like, you know, when you said this, this is so funny, Adam, you missed this. Rebecca said, this may be the highlight of Thursday. Maybe.
Oh, normally on a Thursday I'd go to salsa.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
All right.
that would be the highlight of the Thursday.
But for me, like, this is like a highlight of the week because it's like a really nice creative outlet.
Got it.
It's a really nice creative outlet, and it's always fun. And I love it going back and editing it and stuff, and just thinking, oh, okay, this is cool. It's like having a band, but not doing gigs and stuff, and just editing these little songs and putting them out. And then you see people listening. Today, I was chatting to Candy from Concrete Canvas, and she said, "Oh, I'm just listening to the episode with Grub, the young graffiti artist." And I was like, "Oh, that's so nice thinking about someone listening to it." Or my brother is in Japan and he's on the Tokyo subway saying, "I'm listening to this episode," and I think like, that's mad. They're listening to like us having a chat in Adam's shed. You know,
Hey,
Worldwide.
I resent that. This is not a shed.
Adam's
What
shed.
is this?
This is a studio.
Depends how big you are. It's a shed to me.
It's a doll's house to a...
This is a mansion. I'm in the West Wing right now.
So yeah, but I think like as soon as you see creativity, a filmmaker once said to me, one for the reel, which is like doing what you want, going on a show reel, one for meal, right? So you've always got to balance creativity with, you know, paid commissions and other stuff because otherwise, I don't know, it's really hard to make a living out of it.
Yeah. I'm determined to find a way
You should
to make a living out of it without sacrificing too much integrity.
Well, let's see how that goes.
I think that's what I like about you is that I can see you are a punk. You're not regular. You're not a regular creative. You want to destroy stuff, smash it up, and rebuild it in your own way.
I'm more into demolition.
Yeah,
these days,
but creative demolition, right?
demolition and then reconstruction in a more efficient way.
Yeah.
Basically, you're just meditating in the middle of a cyclone with just loads of things flying around.
I'm moving it all around.
Yeah,
with my
moving around in your mind
yeah.
like a Jedi creative, and it'll reform into things.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like it. All right. This is going to be like some mad, like creative Tetris of an episode with like jumping around to loads of different things. Adam, what do you think about multi-passionate creativism?
Yeah, I mean, I'd never heard of it before, but I like it. I like it very much. Yeah, and I think Rebecca is the embodiment of that term that I had never heard.
I think the creative future is not being like pinned down to one thing, and
I
you
thought
can
you were
just
going to
like,
say Rebecca.
if you want that to be put on your like big chair, your golden chair when we're carrying you around,
Inscribed.
yeah.
Gold leaf.
The creative future. But I think it is that multi-interest thing, and it's like not, you know, it's mad, isn't it? You have to choose something when you're like 16 and you're going to be that for your life.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen. It doesn't tend to happen to creatives because it didn't happen to you. It's not happening to you. It didn't happen to me. You know, I do all sorts of different things. You know, you just got to, you know, pick a few things and like, well, do as much as you can, right?
Hey kids, just try loads of stuff, yeah, and it's really fun. I've been creative.
I think it is about like non-linear thinking in the sense that like I did art, history and literature for A-level and I use all of those things in different ways, but not the content of what they necessarily taught me, but like they were things that I was passionate about and I was interested in, and that gave me like a basis of following that and like some form of discipline in following that. So then to translate that into what actually is authentic and matters to me was the sort of defining factor.
I think in life you've got to be a little bit like a magpie, right? Like everything you do is contributing to you, right? And I was thinking, I sat next, I'm going to go on a little tangent here, but I sat next to someone on the plane recently and they didn't know about anything. But they told me they went to the gym for 3 hours a day. And I thought, you should go to the personality gym. You know, like go, like look at things, be interested about stuff, like see some culture, go to some gigs, go to some exhibitions, read some books. And, you know, it all comes back. Going to the gym's a waste of time. Like those muscles will just turn to flab or whatever. You know, you'll lose your fitness, but you've always got all that stuff you've magpied away in your brain, all that stuff you've collected, all the interesting stuff and no cultural references, but, you know, all the other stuff. And everything you see, you know, like, don't be in the same rut. You know, you can go like walk a different way to somewhere or, you know, Earth walk somewhere.
I must look at this earth walking thing and learn it.
Well, you can't. I've just made it up. It's just walking.
It's playing a cruel trick on you.
So yeah,
I think that's the difference as well with the frame of reference. Is I have a very strong frame of reference for my own life. Like I take in a lot of input in my own life. I don't take in things that are outside of my, like, I don't know how to describe that, but like I don't take in things that aren't relevant to my experience a lot of the time, which is quite conceited, but I enjoy it. It's my process.
I don't think it's conceited. I think it's pretty real.
I think we had another guest before, Goldie, and she was like I called her a creative enigma because she did so much stuff, but it's just such a great similar energy. So listeners, if you've enjoyed this episode, go and listen to Goldie as well, the creative enigma. She was wicked as well. You can find all the episodes on Spotify and Tidal and Amazon Music and Apple Music and everywhere, all these other podcast platforms that I've never heard of. And you can find out loads of stuff on Instagram at r.u.creative.podcast. Send us questions. No one asked us about anything. No one's ever found out what Sangeeta's favourite flavour of Lucasade is.
What is it?
I don't know.
You never asked her.
You got to send the question in on Instagram.
I'll get to it.
Thank you to Lorca Media. Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nick. You're welcome.
Thanks, Nick.
And thank you very much to Rebecca, the future of creativity, future mayor of Chelmsford, Carter.
Face of Chelmsford.
Face of Chelmsford. Would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Yeah, later.